Welcome back, everybody. This is week 12 of the 2019-2020 season. It's been a thrill so far. We've been pretty consistent. Rock, how you been?
There's been a lot of surprises, hasn't there?
Yes.
I mean, let's just roll on to Thursday night's game.
I'm about to get my head bashed in with the helmet. Thursday night's game. We got Indy going to see Houston. Indy with no Mac. I think they have no attack. I think Houston should bounce back after their disappointing loss last week. Houston's my pick, Rock. What do you think?
Well, they're due for a bounce back. You're never as bad as your last worst game. That said, Brissett threw 4 touchdowns in week 7, and they only rushed for 62 yards. J.J. Watt was playing. Last week, they rushed for 264 versus Jacksonville. You're right. Mac is not there. This is a real important game. Whichever one of these teams loses, they can't squeak by Buffalo. There's a chance there's the Raiders. That's a great wild card race that we'll talk about later. I am going to take Indy. I'm going to take them with the 3.5.
All right, so getting the points.
Yeah.
It could be a 3-point game, so that might be a smart pick.
Okay.
We got Denver going to see Buffalo. Denver, they had a good start last week, but they had a bad finish, giving the game away to the Vikings at the last second. Buffalo, they want that wild card, and they're at home, so I think that's going to give them the game this week. Rock, what do you think?
And surprisingly, the spread's only 4.5.
Yep.
I would have guessed that for 7.5. Denver. This is a must win for Buffalo. They got to stay in there. They're going to win and cover.
All right, moving on. Tampa Bay going to see Atlanta. I think the really big question about this game is which Atlanta team are we going to see? The Atlanta from the last 2 weeks that had 11 sacks, or are we going to see Atlanta from the first 10 weeks? I'm not really sure. Tampa Bay, they're also inconsistent, so I like Atlanta to win this game. I think they're hot. Rock, what do you think?
Well, here's the thing. One of the guys that was on TV said, right now Atlanta looks like the best team in the NFL. A little bit late, but still. That said, Jameis, the mistakus, with 4 picks. I just made that up.
There you go.
He's probably going to get picked off on the road at least twice. Atlanta covers this. Easy 4-point spread. Easy take it to the bank.
You take it to the bank. I think you're right. Atlanta, they're going to get to the quarterback. Tampa Bay has allowed 36 sacks this season, so it looks like a winning formula for Atlanta.
Friedman is out, but that didn't matter last week.
It didn't. It hasn't mattered.
No. All right.
A big game. Seattle going to see Philly. Battle of the Birds. Seattle's coming off a bye. I think they're going to win this game because they're just a better team outright, and they have the big play potential that Philly doesn't have this season. And with Howard and Jeffries doubtful, that's too many question marks for me. I think Seattle, even getting points, is going to win this game by 2 touchdowns. Brock, what do you think?
Well, I got to say this. Carson Wentz and Goff and Trubinsky, they should try out for bowling teams because they all throw grounders. The Philly defense looked really good. If the Cowboys can copy that defense and hold the Wing to 300 yards, that's going to be a brand new story. But yes, I think Seattle will win this game. This is only a -2, and Seattle's 8-2. San Francisco loses, all of a sudden that number 2 seed's available. So
sure,
Seattle wins and covers.
All right, moving on. We got the New York Football Giants going to see Chicago Bears. I think the Giants, they're coming off a bye as well as Seattle, and Jones had 4 touchdowns last week against the Jets, who is our defense. Their pass defense isn't the best, but their defense to be reckoned with. Chicago's defense has looked good, not great. The offense stinks. Khalil Mack has had only 1 sack in the last 6 games. Chicago's not going to show up this week. I'm taking the Giants to win outright, even though they're getting 6. Rock, what do you think?
Well, the Boo Birds should probably be out early. They say Trubinsky's playing, which I guess he will, and I just don't know. And I feel sorry for Mac with Akeem Nicks being out, because that was the whole team. He's been terrible since he folded. The Bears have a lot of offensive talent. Nagy's got to go. The GM's got to go. And I hate to say this, but hopefully the Bears will lose this game, and they'll say, okay, we need to make some changes, and we need to make them now.
Yeah,
so I'm taking the Giants with the 6.5. That seems pretty good to me.
I think we're both on the same page.
Absolutely.
Maybe the Vegas knows something we don't, but that looks like too many in that wrong direction. Moving on, Carolina's going to see New Orleans. Carolina has not looked like Carolina. They're giving up everything. They're last in the NFL in rush defense. I just think... 27th, 29th in the NFL, pretty much last. Kamara, he's back, but he's been back and better than he was 2 weeks ago against Atlanta. He looked really good last week. I think New Orleans is going to cover this. I think it's going to be a touchdown game because Carolina has a lot of pride in their team, but New Orleans is my pick. Rock, what do you think?
Well, here's the deal. McCaffrey didn't have a touchdown last week, but he had 246 yards.
Yeah.
He's the fantasy, like, get it out, okay? That said, Carolina coming off a bad game. Unfortunately, they're on the road. It's a 9.5-point line, but this is Breeze's second or third game back.
Third game back.
Third game back with all of his studs
Here comes the charm.
all of his studs are healthy. I'm saying New Orleans, you said they wouldn't cover. I think you made a mistake. I think they're going to win by 14.
Okay,
New Orleans.
I think Carolina's win or bust, so I think we'll see a closer game than we think, but New Orleans either way. Moving on, Miami going to see Cleveland. Miami, they're headed to cold Cleveland. They're going to be cold. The dogs are going to be barking. I'm going to have a chubby looking at this run offense versus this rush defense. Cleveland's going to win this game. I don't know if it's a cover at 10.5, especially with the controversy that we saw last week. Cleveland's going to win this game by, I think, 3 points, Rock. What do you think?
Well, the Duck Dynasty, Fitz Duck Patrick. Hopefully he won't throw any ducks. All right? And should he not throw any ducks, they got a chance to easily cover this and maybe win. So I'm taking Miami to cover. I have it at 11 points. And there is some dissension in, Cleveland about
Myles Garrett.
Garrett and all that stuff. But Cleveland will win the game, but they're not going to cover 11.
Yeah, don't worry, no racial slurs on this show. Moving on to the next game,
God.
Pittsburgh going to see Cincy. I think Cincy's going to be 0-11. Their new quarterback Finley, I don't know much about him. I think Pittsburgh is going to smelt these cats on the road. Rock, what do you think?
Well, we're still the big 0, okay? I don't know how many years it's been since we've had an 0-16 team, probably 3 or 4.
Cleveland probably 2 or 3 years ago.
Well, yeah, whatever. That said, Shushu and Connor are Pittsburgh's still at 5-5.
Yep.
So if those guys can play, they will play. That said, Cincinnati getting only
It's
6.
only 6.5.
Only
Yeah.
6. Pittsburgh.
All right, I'm glad
Covers
we're on the
and
same
wins.
page
Covers
here.
and wins. Absolutely.
So the next game, Oakland's going to see the Jets. Oakland, they have a strong run game with Jacobs, but they actually have a good bit of balance on their offense. Derek Carr, last week, he was 25 for 29, so only one of his 4 incomplete passes was an interception, so I don't think he got enough credit moving the ball concisely. The Jets, they have a great run defense, number 1 in the league.
Won 2 in a row.
But their pass defense is 21st in the league, so I think they'll give Oakland a chance to squeak one out at the Jets. So I'm taking Oakland, Rock. Even give him the points. What do you think?
Well, I love Chucky. I love the way he goes into the end zone and claps hands with people.
Yep.
5 starting rookies. 9 picks out of the first 50 next year.
Sure.
Watch out for the Las Vegas Raiders.
Yep.
And they're going to win this game, and they're going to win by 10.
Yeah, shout out to Cole for the 2020 Raiders
Hey,
prediction.
I'm moving to Vegas, baby.
Oh, Vegas, baby.
I'm going to paint my face with that stuff.
Black and silver.
Alrighty.
All right, we got a game that's going to be pretty big, even though both these teams don't have a lot to play for. Detroit is going to Washington. Detroit has looked like a stud with Driscoll. He's been able to do what a lot of white quarterbacks can't: get out of the pocket, run downfield, convert on third down. Washington can't stop anybody. They showed some glimpses with their young guys, but I think it's too little, too late. And Washington, with the second draft pick next year, I think they have their eyes on the future, not this season. So I'm taking Detroit to win this game by a touchdown at least. What do you think?
Oh, hey, this guy Driscoll, he's a larger version of Troy Aikman. Troy was 1-13 his first year, right?
Yes.
This guy is 240, 6'4", knocks guys down, all right? The Cowboys couldn't tackle this guy. They almost lost that game.
Yep.
I love Detroit, and you've got they're sacrificing Haskins again at home. It's only 3.
He's getting reps.
Detroit,
money. Put money down.
Detroit.
All right, we have another 2 teams that started strong but are showing some struggles. Jacksonville is going to see Tennessee. Jacksonville, they can't stop anybody on the ground. They allow 5.3 yards per carry. Tennessee, that means a field day for Murray. I think he's going to be able to run all over them. I think Tennessee's going to win this game by a touchdown at least, if not 10. They're giving up a lot of sacks. Saxonville will be out. They have a lot of controversy between Foles and Minshew, so that's why I'm taking Tennessee. It's a no-brainer.
Okay.
Mark, what do you think?
Well, I think Jacksonville giving up all those yards on the ground, 246 last week to Indy, and this is Foles. This was Foles' first game back. All right, so they're still in the wild card race per se. Certainly, Tennessee at 5-5 needs this win because Houston and the Indy game, one of those teams is going to go to 6-5. So that's going to throw the wild card like up for grabs. So you kind of figure you have to take Tennessee, but I'm not. I'm going with Foles and Jacksonville.
Alrighty. So moving on to the biggest game of the afternoon for Sunday, Dallas is going to see New England. I think Dallas showed, they had a tough game against Detroit, but I mean, they still blew it up on offense, 400 yards. They're averaging 444 per game. Dak for president is my new slogan. He had 21 touchdowns, only 9 interceptions, and he was the first Cowboy in history, franchise history, to break 3,000 yards in 10 games. So I don't think he's getting enough credit. New England, they won a close one over the Eagles. It was a touchdown. I think if New England has any chance, they have to win on defense, which I don't think is going to happen. So I'm giving the game to Dallas. Rock, what do you think?
Okay, here's what I'm thinking. New England's 20-0 at home. Belichick's never lost to the Cowboys. Dak is 2-0 against number 1 ranked defenses. Now, here's what's going to happen here. Okay? The Cowboys will win the game if they don't run Dak 75% on 1st and 10. All right?
Yep.
They're going to make a game plan. Hopefully, Kellen Moore can adjust to that. But the other half is Philly's played these guys well on defense. So is Baltimore. So is Philly. It's the 2 safeties inside the yellow line. 2nd 4, 3rd and 7, 3rd and 12. The Cowboys don't make a defensive game plan. We play our vanilla defense, and that's what we're going to do.
Sure.
If they do that, Brady, regardless of not having great long threats, he's going to dink them. He's going to dink them, and he's going to dink them, and they're going to win the game. I'm still predicting the Cowboys should get 28 points. Is that going to be enough?
We'll see.
All righty, but I'm taking the Cowboys with 6 for sure. I'll take them outright, too.
Okay. Flip-flop. Going to AC, Sunday night's game, we got the football Packers going to the West Coast. Is this going to be a repeat of last West Coast? I don't think so. I think Green Bay, coming off a bye, is going to embarrass San Francisco to give them their 2nd loss of the season. They couldn't run the ball last week. If they can do that, I don't think they can beat the Pack. I'm taking Green Bay, Rock. What do you think?
All right. Well, there's a few things to wait till the last minute, all right? Is Kittle going to play, all right?
That's big.
He's huge. They're 9-1. They're playing for home field all the way through.
Yep.
They're at home. I can't see too many people flying from Green Bay, although being at the LA Charger game, there were a lot of Packer fans there. Of course, it was a little tiny stadium.
Yep.
But I think the same thing's going to happen from going to the West Coast.
Okay.
And Baltimore, San Francisco really needing this at 9-1. Because Seattle's breathing down their neck.
Yep.
Don't lose this game, San Francisco. And it's going to be close. The Niners are giving up 3. I'm going to take the Niners as much as there's cheese here, heart attack. I'm still going to take San Francisco to win.
All righty, moving on to the big Monday night game. We got the Ravens going to see the Rams. Ravens look unstoppable on the ground. They're 1st in the yards per game. They're 1st in yards per carry. I think Lamar is the MVP, locked up as long as he doesn't get hurt or give some games away the last couple of weeks. So Rams have their hands full. They're not the same Rams as last year. I've been saying this all year long. Their defense is good, not great. Their offense is mediocre at best this season. So I'm taking the Ravens to win by, I'll give them 14 points here, Rock. What do you think?
Losers of the Super Bowl generally have an off year the year before.
That's true.
Now, you've got Darnold. All right, you've got Ramsey with 25 passes.
He's a stud.
Defended, and you've got Baltimore coming off a huge win. So, is there room for a letdown? Yeah, but I think that Lamar's just a little bit too tough for that. They got Ingram. Can the Rams stop him? Surprising, this is going to be a low-scoring game because the Rams won't get but maybe 20. And I think Baltimore gets 24, covers a line and wins.
Sure, I mean, Baltimore is averaging 33 points a game, and the Rams and Ravens defense hasn't allowed more than 20 points in a game in the last 5. So I think that says everything on the Ravens.
That D is tough.
Anyway.
That D, all the offensive oh boy, this and that. But you're right. The defense has been nails. We're about ready to wrap it up there. Say goodbye to our fans.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in.
Hold on. Gobble, gobble, gobble. See you on Tuesday.
Alrighty, thanks for tuning in. Like, comment, and subscribe for more videos. See you next week.